Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another special session with the older man. Today, my friends, we're going to talk to the older men. The large majority of men who actually follow this channel are in between the ages of 28 and 65. Yeah, we're the mature bunch over here. Majority of them are professionals, engineers, doctors, lawyers from all over the world. Either gone through divorces, have kids, went through the hard times in life, realized that, hey, man, the juice ain't worth the squeeze, have left the dating market because they've been burnt so bad. But the large majority of men still want good, solid relationships. So today, I just thought I would share some tips to help you guys get ahead in this market. Now, one of the things about men telling other men what women want is the equivalent of women not understanding what men want and asking other women. So today, what I thought I would do is let you gentlemen hear it from a female perspective on the 4 things that you're screwing up with as an older man that younger women do not like. They find it unattractive. So I found this female channel that came across my feed. It's been coming across my feed a few times. It's Marnie, your personal wing girl. And she has a pretty large following. I don't know if majority of them are men or women, but I assuming when she says wing girl, well, that could either go both ways. She could be wing girl for other girls or a wing girl for other guys. I thought these 4 tips that she gave was actually quite insightful. So that's what I want to get into today, my friends. Listen, guys, subscribe, buy some of the merch. The merch store is now open. You can support your brother now and, buy some merch. Get one of our nice t-shirt with the badge look on it that says, whenever in doubt, always ask an older man. I'm going to be launching a few other designs shortly. But right now, you can get a nice warm hoodie, a couple of t-shirts, caps, etc. And so go over there, support the channel. And of course, if you ever need any mentoring, anything that's really bothering you in life right now, whether it's your marriage, whether it's your business, whether it's your YouTube channel, or you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, thinking about writing a book, whatever it is, and you need some sort of help, you just need that extra push, hey, I'm here for you, man. I've done it all, guys. And I can really help you because this is a guy that has owned 13 businesses in his lifetime. I've done some pretty cool shit in my life, and I can share a lot of information with you, okay? Join the membership system. The link is below. And listen, it's free. It's just me trying to connect like-minded people from around the world. All right, let's get into Marnie, the wing woman, and the 4 things that older men should not do when they meet young girls. All right, so let's get into it.
Tons of studies show that women prefer older men. I myself married a man 10 years older than me. My neighbor is married to a guy 25 years older than her, and she was 24 when she met him. And I have so many girlfriends who have been in relationships with older men, yet unfortunately, the vast majority of older men out there don't make use of their advantage in dating. In fact, the guys I work with who are in their 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s actually make some awful mistakes when dealing with younger women that they want to attract. And as a result, they keep blowing their chances with women and they stay single. So today, I want to talk about the 4 most common mistakes I see older guys making with younger women. The 4 things that older guys do wrong in dating. And I promise that if you simply stop making these mistakes, you'll end up attracting beautiful younger women with ease. The game is actually rigged in your favor. All you have to do is get out of your own way. And I'm going to show you how to do that.
Okay. All right. Good intro. I like it. I feel hooked. I'm hooked in there. And listen, I'll tell you, gentlemen, one thing straight off the bat. If you're old, bald, out of shape, the possibilities of attracting younger girls are slim to none. Get yourself in shape, all right? Smelling good, hygiene is good. These are the things right off the bat that you guys got to understand that you got to take care of. That's standard operating procedure. Without those things, I don't care what else she says here, it's going to go even worse, okay? If you don't start with that standard, that one simple standard, it's not going to get any better, all right? Okay, let's get into it.
Idolizing her. Okay, so tell me if this sounds familiar. You find yourself in front of an attractive younger woman, and your first instinct is to freeze and panic, and you think to yourself, this girl is so beautiful, and so young, I better not mess this up. So what do you do next? You give her special treatment. You show her how nice and polite and agreeable you are. You make her feel really comfortable and try to be the perfect gentleman. You don't say anything risky or anything flirtatious. You stick to safe, friendly conversation, and you overthink every move so that you don't upset her or make yourself look like the creepy older guy. Well, in doing all of this, you're turning yourself into a boring, nice guy that women just don't find attractive. But here's the thing. There's actually a deeper problem going on here. You're giving hot women, hot younger women, this special treatment because in your mind, you see her as a prize. You're basically idolizing her and seeing her as better than you, someone with far more value than you. So when you're interacting with her, the stakes seem to be too high, right? You don't want to make the wrong move and lose this young prize. But of course, despite your best efforts, you do end up losing her. Now, the only way to overcome this habit of idolizing is this. You need to get used to meeting and talking to younger women. You need to normalize it in your head that it's okay and it's expected of you and totally fine. If you're rarely meeting and interacting with attractive younger women, it's going to be impossible for you to stop idolizing them. Because if something is rare or scarce, we're going to place a lot of value on it automatically. Nothing much that you can do about that. However, if you're used to interacting with younger women on a frequent basis, you naturally de-idolize them because they're a dime a dozen. You start to see them as normal human beings with their own problems, their own quirks, and their own insecurities, and your fear of losing her or losing them will also go away because you know there's always another one, another younger woman you can meet.
Okay, so I got to add to that. How you overcome that initial opening of feeling like the creep, you bring it out in the open. So whenever I talk to young girls at the gym, my initial approach is, hi, listen, I don't want to come across as that creepy older guy that's trying to hit on you. That is my opening line many times. And the first thing it does is it make the young woman knows that I know what she's thinking. And because of the way I say it with humor, hey, listen, I don't want to approach you right for you to think that I'm that creepy old guy just trying to hit on you. That's not my intention. I immediately disarm her concern. Usually they go, hi, what's up? And usually it's done with a smile because they immediately know that I have just read her mind and then disarmed that one concern. So guys, try that one. Try that open line, okay? And then from there, do what she says. Don't make her feel like, oh, she's the most special thing. But you have to make them feel that they are a little bit. Because a lot of these girls understand that you're coming from old school as well. And I'm assuming that you're not going after girls 21-year-old, okay? At least you should be hitting high 20s, early 30s. I hate going up to late 30s, depending on your age, okay? Because these women still see you as the older guy. If you're in your 50s, you're now 20 years apart from these 30-year-olds, right? I'm not saying you're going to marry them. I'm not saying that you're going to start supporting some baby mama. That's all I'm saying to you. This is how you have to initially approach the woman, making her know that, hey, you do see something special about her and she's attractive. A woman has to feel like, oh, you know what? I do feel good. You got to make her feel good. You can't go up and just make her feel like, hey, you're just another girl. You still have to make her feel that you see something special about her and that's why you're here. I hope you understand what I'm saying.
Number 2. This is the second mistake, messing up the age question. So this is a question that many older guys are scared of when talking to a younger woman, but it's actually a great opportunity to display confidence and spark attraction. So say you're 47 and the woman you're talking to is 27. You've been talking to her for a bit and she asks you, so how old are you? At this point, most guys will just panic and say their age. I'm 47. And you can see the nervousness in their voice, their body language, and their facial expressions. They just close in afterwards. They're ashamed of being so much older than her. And guess what? Because they express shame and insecurity around their age, because they feel that there's something wrong about them talking to a woman 20 years younger, which there is not, by the way, she also starts to buy into that frame. Even if she was interested in you until now, she's going to begin to lose interest really fast at this moment because you're not proud of your age. So how should you tackle the question? Well, the best way, I always say, is to be playful and have fun with it. You could say something like, well, I'm actually too old for you, so we can't be together. I know, you were getting your hopes up, right? Or maybe you say something, and then you pretend to count on your fingers and you say, I'm 700 months old. Anything like this would immediately make her laugh and amplify her attraction towards you. And because you're showing your age gap is not a big deal, and she doesn't make it a big deal either. Now, if you can't think of a playful reply in the moment and your mind just goes blank for some reason, then just tell her your age, but in a confident way without hesitation, and casually move the conversation along. I'm 47. With a smile. Don't dwell on it. Don't look at her to see what she thinks about it. Is she okay with it? Just keep going on. Act like it's no big deal, because it's not, and it won't be a big deal for her.
Oh, this is always that beautiful one. Here's how I would approach it. My dear, you can say, I'm 47. Old enough for you to still call me daddy, but still young enough to learn a few things from you. You ready to do this? That's it. Done. Leave it alone. Don't dwell on it. Approach it with confidence. Approach it with grace. Don't make her feel that you're here to teach her. Play with the daddy part. Simply because she knows that you're old enough to teach her. She knows that that's why you're there. You don't have to say that. So you can bring something else. Yeah, I'm old enough for you to call me daddy. But you also make her feel that she's bringing something to you. Still young enough for you to teach me things about life. So now she feels that she's contributing as well as she's getting from you. Really, she knows that there's nothing much she can teach you. She knows that. Not about life, but about her life, yes. So try that one, gentlemen.
Mistake number 3, leading with money. Lots of older men seem to believe that money is the ultimate attraction trigger for beautiful younger women. So they lead with their money. This might mean bragging about their amazing jobs or their business success, or talking about the fancy car that they drive, the expensive vacation they took last summer, the big house that they live in. Or it might just mean spending lots of money on the woman you want to impress, buying her gifts, taking her to expensive places, just sending her money to help out with something. I know many of you do this. Do not do it anymore. In fact, I've even seen guys fly women out to their place from another city after connecting with them online. I've seen guys buy women new cars and pay off their student loans after barely a week. Yes, a week of knowing each other. I know that this sounds crazy, but it's true. So many older men make this mistake of leading with money. And look, money and financial success is attractive. It is, I'm not going to lie, and shows you are a high-value guy, no doubt. And yes, if it comes up naturally in a conversation, you should never be ashamed to talk about your success and your achievements and just your life in general. But the problem is, if all you bring to the table is your money, if that's the one thing you're leading with, then you'll only attract women who use you for your money. Women who only want the financial favors you can do for them and nothing else. And of course, you don't want to be in that kind of relationship. And if you do, more power to you. In this type of relationship, you're just an ATM machine to her, not a romantic partner. So stop leading with your money. It's not needed. That strategy will only attract gold diggers who are going to ruin your life. Now, speaking of bad strategies.
So how I would handle something like this is simply explain to her, say, listen, I really enjoy your company. I really enjoy hanging out with you. And I want you to know that I am here to help you get through life as well. I'm not here for your ATM. Just make it very clear. Bring it right out and open. If that's what you're here for, by all means, this relationship won't go any further. But what I will promise you, which you will never ever get from any other man, is that you will never have someone who will teach you how to be successful at life. I've made a lot of mistakes in life, but I've made a lot of good moves that has made me some money. I'm not going to spend it on you, but I'm willing to teach you how to get it. So if you want to learn how to enjoy your life and you want to be a successful woman, you want to learn more about life, let's do this. I will help you, but I won't spend money on you because ultimately it won't go well. So if that's something you can work with, hey, let's do this. And if she has any level of intelligence, any level of understanding life, she'll stick around. But if she's just there to rob you blind and just think that she can manipulate you for your money, she'll bounce. and you would have weeded that one out. Because that's what you're ultimately trying to do, gentlemen. You're trying to weed out the bad one and at least get one good one that will stay. Because if you have the body, you have the stature, and you have the status, hey, there will always be another one right around the corner. You just got to know how to make yourself available. That's all. Listen, even younger men have problems finding the right girl, man. Don't ever think because you're now older that it's going to be easy. It's not freaking easy. So remember that. But try that technique. All right, she got one more. Let's listen to what she has to say.
I have mistake number 4, which is positioning yourself as a mentor or a guide. This is a recipe for disaster. So if you present yourself to women, to the younger woman, as just a guy who will help her learn something, progress in her career, achieve her goals, or guide her through something, and you hide your real intentions from her, you're guaranteed to eventually creep her out when you finally make a move, right? It's going to feel awful. Many older guys seem to think that if you act like a mentor figure, she's eventually going to see how amazing you are and fall for you. But that is a fantasy that rarely ever happens. If you don't bring a fun, flirtatious vibe when you're with her, it's impossible for her to think of you in a sexual way. In fact, even if she thinks you're a cool, smart, mature, attractive man and she admires you as a person, she most likely won't see you as a potential boyfriend or lover, because without any flirtation, that sexual spark is always going to be missing. So she'll only want you as her friend or as a mentor, or she'll be afraid of you losing you as a mentor. Okay, that's a sticky area as well. If you want a woman to be more than just your friend or more than your mentee, you need to start flirting with her as early as possible. And the earlier you do it, the better, because once a woman makes her mind up about it, it takes much longer to change and see you in a different way. Plus, the more you wait to start flirting with her, the more it becomes this big thing in your mind. You start to wait for the right moment. You search for the best line and the best move, and you wonder if it'll all be appropriate or if it's going to make you look creepy and awkward. And you end up delaying it even further. You put it off. You second guess yourself. And then before you know it, it's too late. You can clearly see that you are in that friend zone. So you need to establish a flirty vibe with her as early as possible.
All right. So I don't think that one should have been a negative when it says, avoid being a mentor. Avoid being a mentor alone. Because what is it that a young woman wants from an older man? It's not for his vibrant body and amazing pecs, etc., etc. No. Women who see older men realize that they're going to bring life experience. She wants a mentor. But you have to make sure from the absolute beginning that you do not position yourself in the friend zone. None of your interactions from day one. From day one, you got to be careful. It has to start from day one. You got to make sure that she knows that, yay, I want to hit those cheeks, baby. I want to get in there. You lead with that. So she knows very clearly that, hey, that's where we're going. It's going to go there. Don't lead with the whole mentoring shit first. Make her know right up front. This is an equal exchange. And if you don't find me sexually attractive, then there's nothing to talk about here. You have to make these younger women know that they have nothing else that you want besides their sexuality and their femininity. That's it. Because you've already seen life. You've already done pretty much everything that she's going to want to do with you. She's the one that haven't experienced life. So you're bringing maturity and mentorship to help her get through an easier life. But what you do not want to do is make her feel so comfortable with you as a friend that she now knows that she's getting everything she wants from you and she don't have to put anything else in because you have not indicated any sexual energy. You have to display some sort of sexual energy up front so that this woman's buttons have already been turned on. So in other words, you have to bring the mentorship and the power play and the experience through with the sexuality, like she said. They have to be combined. You can't bring one without the next. Because if you bring the sex guy straight up, you're just a creepy old guy that's not bringing anything else. And if you bring the mentorship up front and don't push any of the sexual buttons, you're just going to corner yourself in the friend zone. I hope you understand that. I think these were 4 great points. Gentlemen, I hope you learned something from this because I think these are good. Because I think some of you make these mistakes. I certainly have in the past, but I didn't have that level of maturity at that point. because I would have been back in my late 30s back then. But for me, to be honest, I never really found women extremely younger than me attractive. I think it because I had younger sisters. I don't know, man. 5, 6 years younger, yes. But pretty much that's as far as I went with younger women. My wife currently is 4 years younger than I. And yeah, I just find that that's much more compatible. But I met her 22 years ago. If I was to look for a woman today, if I ever had to go back out on the streets, I would definitely be looking for a woman 12 to 15 years younger than me. All right. So, gentlemen, let me know what you think. Let me know if you've made any of these mistakes with women. So I'm going to lock it off. Go over to this young lady's channel. Check it out. It is called Marnie, Your Personal Wing Girl. All right. I'll put the link to this video in the description so you guys can go over there and check her out. So, my friends, remember, if you need to book a session, get me over on askanolderman.com and join the membership system. So until next time, remember, whenever in doubt, always ask an older man. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.